This episode is sponsored by Mobile Strike, the free iOS and Android game. Download this app for 3 reasons. 1, it's fast and free and you can do it in like 10 seconds. 2, it would support the channel greatly to afford more animators. And 3, it's what Sexy Squidward would want you to do. You can greatly help this channel by downloading this free app now. Click the link in the description below. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 157th episode of Cartoon Fight Club. I'm your host, Animation Rewind, and if you're new to this series, be sure to check out the older content, but if you know how the game is played, then let's get ready for the fight. Tonight's episode was animated by Natsu 007, so if you enjoy what you saw, head on over to his channel and subscribe. Speaking of tonight's battle, we have a hot-headed anime match between Natsu and Luffy. With all this being said, let's introduce Cartoon Fight Club's 157th round of fighters. Natsu is a mage of the Fairy Tail Guild, and he's a member of, you guessed it, Team Natsu. Having originally died 400 years ago, he was among the 5 Dragon Slayers sent to the future from 400 years past to protect humanity. Natsu is a master of Fire Dragon Slayer magic and makes use of it in many different ways during combat. As with all Dragon Slayers, he can consume his respective element, with the exception of the organic fire that he creates to replenish his energy reserves. The heat of Natsu's fire increases in proportion to his emotional state. His ability to eat flames gives him immunity to most types of flames, including explosions, fire blasts, fire melee attacks, and many more. And it allows him to spew fire arrows from his lungs. This fire is exceptionally strong, equivalent to a dragon's fire, being able to even burn through metal. Natsu can perform many abilities such as the Fire Dragon's Roar, Claw, Horn, Fist, and Wing attack. Natsu's signature Dragon Roar allows him to quickly gather and release large quantities of flames from his mouth towards his target. Natsu has proven himself to be incredibly durable. He has managed to take continual deadly assaults from foes and continue fighting. Natsu is an extremely proficient unarmed fighter, often using his Dragon Slayer magic in combination with punches, kicks, and even headbutts to combat his opponents to great effect. Such skill is paired with his amazing physical powers. Aside from his strength, Natsu has displayed high degrees of speed, agility, and reflexes. Now, he does have his fair share of drawbacks. As a Dragon Slayer, Natsu suffers from motion sickness. Natsu becomes sick from riding any form of transportation, even if the transportation happens to be other people, as shown when he was carried by Lucy. Overall, Natsu Dragneel is a legendary Dragon Slayer with enough firepower to literally destroy an island and is practically immune to fire. The full story of Monkey D. Luffy is far too long to tell you in about 1 paragraph, so I'm going to do everyone a favor and let you know the important information. He gained his stretching abilities after eating a rare devil fruit known as the Gum Gum fruit. After eating this, his body became very rubbery, allowing him to stretch and attack from long distances. Having undergone intense training for over 10 years, Luffy is now able to supplement his stretching powers with immense strength, agility, and creativity during combat. His fighting style is largely improvised and thus relies heavily on his devil fruit powers. As stated, Luffy regularly uses his powers in very creative ways. He is able to elastically stretch his limbs and whip him around to gain tremendous velocity. His hits towards his enemies deal devastating impacts and blows. Thanks to his rubber body, he's also extremely durable and virtually immune to blunt attacks such as bullets, punches, and even electricity. More often than not, these attacks end up bouncing off his body harmlessly, canceling out the attack. The attack cancellation happens so much, it essentially became a running gag throughout the story. Besides his signature stretching, Luffy has 2 other tricks up his sleeve. These include his gear shifting abilities and his awakened Haki abilities. The gear shifting allows Luffy to control his blood and inner body to massively improve his strength and growth. There are 4 different types of gear, and each gear has something slightly different to offer. The strongest gear being Gear 4 can literally inflate Luffy's muscular structure. Along with his gear shifting, Luffy can use Haki to help him win battles. Haki is a mysterious power that is found in every living being throughout the world. Haki is separated into 3 categories. Kenbun Shoku Haki, which grants users a sixth sense to the world around them. Buso Shoku Haki, which allows the user to use their spirit as armor and defend themselves against attacks. And House Shoku Haki, which is a rare type of Haki that only a 1 in a million can use, and this grants the user the ability to overpower the will of others. Overall, Luffy is a skilled pirate and captain with immense stretching, gear shifting, and Haki abilities. And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle will take place on Earth with no prep. Let the battle begin.
Iつでもいいぞ。燃えてきた。ゴムゴムの。
Let the battle begin.
いくぞ。やっセカンド。カズーカ。ガソリンだ。デッドホー。モードラインジ。燃えてきた。どけ。まだまだ。ゴムゴムの。
And the winner is Luffy. Now before we discuss why, I want to give a huge shout out to the battle animator, Natsu 007. If you enjoyed what you saw, head on over to his channel and subscribe. And our winner is Luffy. Natsu isn't going to go down easy, and he's going to put up a very stubborn and worn out fight against Luffy, but when push comes to shove, Luffy holds significant advantages over Natsu, and we can go over each one and why they ultimately give Luffy the edge. The first and biggest thing is Luffy's speed. The fastest we've seen Luffy go is 186,000 miles per second, which is shown when he dodged multiple point-blank laser shots. Now this speed can only happen in short bursts, as he can only go this fast with precognition via observation Haki, but these short blitzes are more than enough to escape all the critical attacks from Natsu and to hit Natsu in places that he just won't see coming. The fastest thing we've seen Natsu do is travel the distance of the Tower of Heaven in under 1 second. This tower is at least 10,000 feet tall. We can estimate this height because the thin type of cirrus clouds forming around the tower only form that thin in at least 10,000 feet in the air, and that's the lowest. To travel 10,000 feet per second would put Natsu at roughly 6,800 miles per hour. And with his Dragon Force, he can triple his physical stats, which means at his fastest, he can hypothetically reach around 20,000 miles per hour or about Mach 27. Traveling Mach 27 is very fast, but when compared to the speed of Luffy, he's still 32,000 times slower than Luffy. It is really tough to fathom how much faster that can be, but let me give you an example. The fastest snail can travel at 0.3 miles per hour. A Ferrari F12 can reach speeds of 211 miles per hour, making the Ferrari 703 times faster. A Ferrari is about 700 times faster than a snail, but Luffy is 32,000 times faster than Natsu. If I asked you if a snail would be fast enough to outrace a Ferrari, all of you with a brain would say no without any question. So think about that when you're trying to compare just how much faster Luffy is to Natsu. At Luffy's peak, we've seen him destroy entire cities and even islands. His rubbery body would even be able to block Natsu's lightning-styled attacks, and he could easily dodge the rest. Natsu may have the edge in skill and experience, being far older and wiser, but Luffy on a physical level is just too much for Natsu to keep up with, making the winner of this battle, Luffy. Now, if you want to see a sudden death between the Straw Hat Pirates and Team Fairy Tail, all you gotta do is like this video. If this video gets 15,000 likes, there will be a sudden death. Also, please comment down your own ideas and stay tuned because the next fighters are going to be revealed. On the next episode of Cartoon Fight Club.
Is behind us.
You're so clever. His money's green, and as a bonus, I get to kill Batman.
You're next, Shredder.
Fools! The mere four of you do not stand a chance of defeating me!